Let's do a practice problem together. It says a balloon is filled to a volume of 7 times 10 to the 2 milliliters. So I want to annotate that as volume at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. So I'll just put a T to remind myself I have temperature. The balloon is then cooled at constant pressure. So P is constant, it does not change, to a new temperature. So here I'm going to put T2 to distinguish it from T1. What is the final volume V2, V1? So this is still a perv-nert problem, but let me show you how we can use the equation. And then isolate the variable R. In doing so, we have P, V, N, T. That could be equal to anything that is constant. And in fact, the initial conditions P1, V1, N1, T1 can also be equal to the final conditions P2, V2, N2, T2. Now it said constant pressure, which means I can ignore pressure, or if you like, you could just plug in a 1 for pressure and just keep it the same. That's fine. And it didn't tell me number of moles, so I actually can either ignore that too, or like I said, you can just plug in a 1 or a 100 because that's not changing. So I've been able to use the perv-nert equation to come up with a version that addresses exactly what I have to answer the question about. You can do this no matter what variables you're being asked about. Then I simply fill it in. Okay, let me stop here and remind you that I have to have kelvins for temperature on both sides, so I'll add 273 to one side, and then I'll go ahead and solve.